difficult time.
Very hard to play against when you haven't like watched the demo and kind of realize what the potential protocols are. We've got Trace on defense, we've got JDG on attack. Fade eye over towards A. Deadlock. Deadlock. This is nice though. Trace go aggro A with 2 with the fade eye from B, and then they insta Yoru TP once they get any kind of pressure over towards C. So they now have 3 over towards it for the site hit and a Viper. It's already like good use of the Yoru. I will say the biggest mistake that teams were making, and I think teams have got a lot better at doing this, and I think like PaperX is probably the best example, is using a Yoru like this. Most people would go here and just set the Yoru up, but setting someone else up and then having the fast rotate for the instant reaction is like what Yoru is for. So it's nice to see more teams using Yoru well. I know it's just a pistol round, so maybe we won't see it later on, but it's still nice. Jesus, nice shot, dude.
And Martin very quickly losing his head, able to keep his life, but just barely as KK Lin. And can't find the timing, and it's KK Lin with the mid control now, still having to fight Fung Fung for it completely and not able to.
No way, this guy's doing so much.
KK Lin, in fact, getting a 3 KK Lin.
Why did you do that to me? Why have you made me do this? But production, get me a new cast out. I need a mid-round sub right here. But
don't do this to me. I'll be good. I'll stop.
It's an aggressive play though here from JDG, who are looking to cut this retake off before it even has a chance to happen, and they are going to manage to do so. But Martin,
great shots. I mean, they hit some lovely shots. Nice timing on the walk over towards B as well. I liked the overall plan, to be honest, from Trace. Just once it got to a little bit later into the actual round, it maybe fell apart. TP Glansdorp, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for the 26 months, dude. It's a long time. Thank you for that.
It seems to honestly be at the moment we may see a reflection of that, where Trace do solidly on the attack, and JDG are able to, you know, kind of hold them off. You know, we might see something very similar, you know, a 6-6, a 5-7, but once Trace then fully get on to themselves, get like
okay, Trace, full eco on this one. They're up against 2 people that are allowed to die in terms of the guns, and well, there's a free A site.
Beautiful first shot with a Guardian.
And a mound trap from Trace, and that's just the 1 kill, but it's traded out.
Holy bro, Ray's getting all the kills as well. It's really nice. It can't get much better for them.
Now from JDG, where a single member has managed to push them over the line, and you know, if you can keep making it work, it will go so,
in the bonus
well
round, if
but
you
now
just
is
get
the
1 orb, then you gotta raise up for the next one. Or they could try a risky double, you never know.
And here's the thing, what a lot of people I still don't really see get talked about. You are so happy that it was Triple Guardian is cool as hell. And you know what? People don't talk about that either. The Triple Guardian double Bulldog as well. Stu getting the 3k or that 4k there. He's already 2 away from the showstopper. That is something he could easily get this round.
Are they not the spot insanely heavy?
At how aggressive he is. The rest of his team haven't really been able to join him, but he's forced.
Oh no, it's fine with what happened, I think.
This tree control trying to be tagged.
You gotta have a lot
of 1 away. So no matter what, we got Razor next round.
I mean, off the back of this, I'm expecting long-range fights. I feel like A, B are off the books for them.
Great question mark over towards A.
To some of these longer range
and then insta back over towards C to create pressure. Gotta be ready for them reacting over towards B.
Right now to get that frag. But Leo King just faster, playing that angle absolutely beautifully, and it does actually.
Yeah, I don't know if the Viper just has so much confidence from the last round, but
due to get this showstopper, they're maybe actually not even going to send him out to get a frag, just to gather some space, just to create some control. The utility comes through to push Leo King away. It will be enough to grant the ult orb should they wish, but they seem a little bit scared despite their lurk all the way from J Kuro.
And I mean, if Stu goes in and dies and gets that ult for next round, it's not the worst situation, especially if they are to die.
Okay, 30 seconds. Gonna make a call. And the call is to just go back over towards A. I don't know if I missed a moment where they like paid-eyed to reveal here and they shot it. That would have meant it was like an easier call. The force into B, double smoke heaven, Yoru. Crazy guy.
And so do the heads as well. 7 seconds.
Dude, I was watching him on the minimap, and he just, as soon as he got close to the smoke, I was like, dude, he's gonna go for this, isn't he?
Unless Liu King gives away his position, and Stu very much stopping that show.
Trace looking so different to Icebox. They're not playing together anymore. They're not playing.
I know, yeah. I mean, they just went for hero plays because it's low time to try stop the defeat, stop the plant on this one. They might have to do an early timeout. It's such a costly mistake early on.
Now it's forced to save out. JDG going to be really happy winning this bonus. The only thing they can look for now is maybe upgrading a couple of these rifles.
My team's not confident of letting go of the Viper on Lotus. The Viper's really good on this map.
Well, if you look at where the blue X's are, a lot of them are either close to or
the Viper's like really strong.
Is of course that one all the way towards the A site, but even then, Stu and J Kuro are wanting to get that upgrade or wanting to pick that up. And if you look at it now, you know, spike planted round 1. Most
like majority of the time, the Viper isn't the issue.
Still up and kicking. A
it's when people are like running breach and stuff.
Performance for the bonus so far, and as you said, maybe
when you actually look at the Viper win rate, it's pretty good on this map. Like a non-mirror as well, it's pretty high.
The pick is great, but you see Kai there just going aggressive, trying to take matters into their own hands, just dry swinging 3.
Yeah, they gotta make sure that no one's going for hero plays like this. You're gonna lose the map.
Thinking the same thing, saying, Kai, calm down, play with your team. You've got so much utility to work off of. Just look to combo that together. Look to play the retakes the same way that they did on that Icebox, and really just utilize each other's strengths.
It's a team game. Play together. You're more likely to win. Of course, you can run off and do your own little hero play.
JDG IGL taking notes from Bosta. He did pretty good on this round.
But that is more the
again, I think I maybe missed a fade eye that made it easy.
Play tight, play coordinated, play cohesive, which JDG have been doing phenomenally. I mean,
but they did just good macro, just making sure that there was pressure around the map.
The issue for me though is that the play that happened that round is it's happening when Trace already has a numbers advantage. They are in a better position to win than JDG are. It's JDG that have to take the risk, but Trace just gives a couple of easy kills over to them, essentially taking 1 versus 1, 50-50 fights for free. And it means that JDG gets an opportunity that was initially really hard for them to win, and it becomes a free round.
Becomes certainly
yeah, I mean, it was rough.
More manageable for them as now.
Okay, and because of that
got the buys, they're good
mess up, they kind of now have to eco. We have no Gravnet, just a fade eye over towards A, so they didn't actually hear much. Flash goes out as well, they can flash to see if anyone pushed.
Full shield to speak of. JDG may very well try and push through, and with this full coordinated stack essentially towards that C and B site, only one member to try.
You heard FPX beat Wolves? Yeah, they look nice.
Look who that member is. That member is Martin. This player had such a high impact before, but a triple flank. KK Lin should be dead, but the question was if they can
KK Lin,
they haven't, and the
KK Lin needs to chill as well, I felt like. Jesus, that's a crazy shot. Is that not a pre-fire?
Stu can do.
This is 2 rounds as well where KK Lin's like... I don't know. This one's not as bad as the last round.
The positioning phenomenally, but the gun advantage, the positional advantage still there for JDG.
All not able to be used. Snake bite available to stop a push out from stairs, but all 3 players playing towards backside. The spike isn't planted for them.
Shot.
Oh, and Fung is very much living at large, and as you said, the spike not planted. Zion.
I did, he 40 killed him.
Liu King, good for it, and the delay. The paint shells are not going to come through
fast.
I mean,
it's
not only able to defuse, get away with his life, pick up
nice
a gun.
shots there, really.
At the very least, telling him to let that go. Like an dog, like an owner to his dog. What's that in your mouth? Drop that. Let go of that now.
And guess what that was? It's another thrifty right there, Dante. It's the same situation.
Big mess up,
again,
but as soon as they
somehow.
like get this extra gun and
I don't
push
know if you
behind,
really wanna
it's
technically
looking
call it
nice.
thrifty because there were rifles at play, so it does make it a little bit of a different situation, but I feel like that was
Close
a big
enough.
mistake from JDG right there. Planting as if they were going to play it from tree and then all moving towards backside. I get that they want to cut Trace
Just
off
read
from the
YouTube
retake,
chat, dude.
but
We always do. Come
they
on.
just didn't have
Come on
the
now.
time to make anything
Okay,
work.
Trace after this as well. Get a
It's
good amount of money.
risky business when you're going
And then he
through
goes
with something
super
like that
aggro over
because you want to
towards A.
essentially sell
Fade,
the
I didn't
fake,
see
okay, if you
anything.
see the spike
They're
spun,
about
then
to
surely
get
they're
a fair
playing
amount
for
of
free. They
votes.
have to be able to work off the spike, but no, not the case. Meanwhile, though,
Well, he
it's
won the round
actually
before, but he might have gone a little bit
Cyan
too aggro
defying
here.
off
I'd need
the
to see
back
it.
of a lot of
His
utility
mate's like
push. It
getting
was
out of
meant
there
for
and he's
Liu
trying to
King.
fight.
Fung trying to push out and see what was going on and being met with a bullet to the head.
I mean, that's fine. We have another controller. That's the whole benefit of playing two controllers. If one dies, you're not actually inting. Like, Lower King's
10 and 1.
Gonna be fine.
Wait,
Gonna be
he's
able to
10 and
smoke his
0.
entrance off, but
Hasn't
so
even
far,
died yet.
JDG not committing to either side of the map. They know that they can take their time. 55 seconds left. I love
Yeah,
this
JDG look
towards
pretty calm
A.
on this map though.
Deadlock wall should
Like they're
be
so
open
fine with
any
letting this
second
go
now.
down, and it's pretty much what you want to do against a
with
deadlock
pressure
as well.
created towards
Because
A,
even if you
there's
don't
so
know where the
much
wall
open
is,
space
which I
on
think
the
every
map
round
for
they
these
have,
JDGs.
actually know where it is. You know that even if you wait, you can kind of just time it out anyway.
Trying their best to cut it down, but that is maybe the overzealousness Snow you had mentioned, giving the
They're
opportunity
also
there.
just ending
Trace
B
could have
all
just
the
sat
time.
back and waited, instead tried to make something happen, which occasionally can be the, you know, the dream maker, but it can also be the nightmare that it so frequently can become, and it looks in this case to be exactly what's happened.
AK Lin's going on a little walk. Should be able to potentially find at least one there as Lower King's not even checking that angle.
It's all down to here. Oh, not even needed. J Kuro manages to find the shot perfectly. Stu with the lurk, 30 HP. One shot to the body would have done the work, but Martin, not even getting the opportunity to fire. Is
pretty
got
nice.
J Kuro with the massively fast swing there.
I think there's
shutting
a few of
down
them that can't
any
buy.
sort of
Even though they got the
potential,
gun upgrades from the
we
last
were
rounds.
saying, you know,
I'm pretty sure there's like
it was
3
a
that
bit
have
of
the
a
eco.
concern for maybe JDG that they were looking kind of, you know, solid on Icebox, but that was their map pick. Going on to Lotus's, that was very much Trace's pick. It doesn't look like that's the case right now.
No, definitely not. And I feel like in part it's due to JDG just playing a reactive style of play. They're playing defaults. They're looking to see where
12
Trace
and 0.
tries to pressure the map and just
There's been
countering
5
what they
rounds
do.
and
They're
it's 12
they're
and
not
0.
really going too aggressive onto these sites. And
Yeah, force them down to an
Well,
eco, and dude, they're
Stu
so
is-
wrecked
Stu
as well.
yet
They
to
only get
buy.
1 sheriff.
That is a 12-0 kill KD is
Wow.
exactly correct. And Lin not only adding 2 kills to that scoreline, but also 2 kills to the Viper's Pit, now fully online and ready to go. If you actually talking about the scoreline for a moment, look at the lineup. You've got Stu 12-0-1, Baby Blue,
Jesus.
the worst performing
He's on for it.
is 1-1 and 1, and Lin deciding to try and take that top spot for themselves.
yeah, deciding that maybe they want to be a bit higher up on the scoreboard as the yellow health bar points that it's a 4K, a potential ace that could come through. But if you're Fung, you are not giving this over. You do not want JDG to be full confidence in this round.
You do not. At the very least, this is the problem now, where of course, best case scenario, Fung just dies to the spike, gets to go to the gun. You don't want to give Lin the ace, but purely strategically speaking, you don't want to give anyone else the kill because
Oh
then they
yeah, I
get
mean,
an
you
all.
literally want him to have the ace.
And that's your and it's happening anyway. There it is.
It had to happen, and it's a weird one.
I mean,
to
it's a
commentate.
nice round,
weird
it's an
to
easy
talk
one.
about that ace because it's not any kind of strategic play. It's Lin finding a perfect timing on a bit of an overzealous Trace, trying to get that orb. What they thought was free,
An optimal ace, yeah.
essentially wasn't, and Lin just kills 4 people on a lurk. I mean, what could you even do to counter that if you're Trace?
Technically, as a
standing in
coach,
line.
you should kind of tell him off a little bit.
That's the only one
That's
I
great.
got.
Yep.
Like, in an
But
ideal
that's
world,
just how it happens, you know, those double swings.
Fade
Sometimes
getting the
you do
kill here,
unfortunately
or
line up.
Vice getting the
That
kill is
second,
like the one.
interaction from Lin, just again, the positioning for Trace not really adding up. But this time,
Weird
all guns
one.
to work with, plenty of
Vibes
players to
over
work with,
strat,
utility to
yeah.
work with, and Kai,
Dude,
you
I
really
spent so
need
long
to
trying to
start
tell
showing up
Yampy
for
that
your
he shouldn't be
squad.
going for knives.
pretty much the
even though it was like a
anti-Stu
guaranteed
right
kill.
now. If you add Martin and
There's loads of
Clyde's
stuff like
deaths
this where it's
together,
just like, man,
Stu's kills,
I get that the knife is like great for the confidence
it's
and you
not a
love giving
situation
it.
that you want to really be in, I'll tell you that much.
Just,
And if you add their kills
you
together,
get
you
nothing.
Stu's
It's so
deaths.
pointless.
Yeah, it's
such a
they're pretty much
CS
the
brain.
antithesis. Even the same assists, they are just, it's like yin and yang. They're the reverse Stu. But hopefully with this play, the paranoia stopping a push, Deadlock Wall as well, going to slow them down, and with a Viper's Pit over towards
Goes
C,
back to where they
it's almost
just
like
cleared.
JDG are being funneled
Wait,
towards this A
insta
site.
ult where they could
But in the
spam?
chaos, a showstopper's used and a
Trace
kill is
look.
found.
Trace look
Oh,
rough
you're
on
so
this
too,
though.
Martin. This
What is
not
that
the
ult?
aim that we were seeing
Why would you not
just
smoke
right now in Xbox.
behind
Maybe
if
a
you were
moment to
gonna
warm up. Maybe nerves
use
are
the
starting
ult?
to get
Yeah.
to him, but Martin was the
He just gave him full
4K
vision.
demon. Any time Trace looked to be struggling, Martin would very much drag them back into a victorious spot. This time not the case
Oh
as the
boy.
push comes through. The sound sensor not actually fighting Stu, but Kai with the trigger discipline doesn't immediately pull it, and beyond trying to back him up, they do eventually fall, but at
Best
least
F from
frags
Stu.
go and trade for trade.
And there's no way that it still ends up being with the reverse Stu. If Martin lives right here, it's still the reverse Stu.
No
but it
way.
might
The
not
only
be
rounds
so.
they win is when this guy goes insane. And somehow he's still alive. My goodness.
To finish that
I'm not
one
sure they
off.
should have
What
won
am
the
I
rounds
talking
that
about,
they've won.
Stu? It's actually Stu Light, it's Martin.
I'm pretty sure they shouldn't have a round right now.
Inverse Stu, either wets or if you want to go for the you know, yeah, we'll go for wets. I'll
But
come up with
Dante,
something else.
This player dropped 30 almost last game. Like, what has happened to Martin in this map?
What if the
Maybe
knife
they
kill is
just
worth 2
are
or
not
points?
used to
Yeah,
the deadlock. Maybe
I
they just
genuinely
aren't
want to see
really
that in the
ready
game.
for this map. The prep wasn't quite there
Like
for-
I do think you should have
Trace and-
rewards for being
I don't know,
knife,
it's a
because
weird
then you
situation
actually
to
have
be
like
in. A
once you have
player
an
that was
incentive
close
for
to
being
getting
knife,
3Ks
it actually
before
just makes
this
stuff
last
pretty
map, and now we're
fun.
talking about how they're 1 and 6.
Like 2 all points for that is gonna
Yeah,
be sick.
I mean, that
But then I
one
also
very
think that you
pivotal.
should
They're actually not only their kill death. Now
I think you should
reflecting the
also
scoreboard as well.
take
It's
away the
really- or no,
plant and
sadly,
defuse AWP though.
5-2 for Trace, so they're not quite. But I was beginning to believe that you know
I
we
would
might
definitely-
have the 6-1
it's
dream,
gonna-
both in terms of scoreline and kill
It's
death.
gonna
That's
promote
not gonna be the case.
degeneracy. I
Martin
mean, yeah, but I
very
think that's
much
good,
not
isn't it?
wanting to even be near
the
that
time
for
in
the
this
next
time.
couple rounds.
But if anyone wasn't watching that last map, this was the exact scoreline that JDG had on Icebox. They were 5-2, and then they just got swept by Trace. It ended up a 13-7 match. So JDG
I think that would be a
right
good
now
change to the game,
very
honestly.
much gonna need to keep
2
that
orbs for
composure,
knife kill,
keep the same
no
pressure
orbs
on
for
Trace that
plant.
they've had. But if we know anything about Trace, this team is adaptable.
Dude, I saw people
and
the
they're
other.
gonna
Do you know
be
what?
looking for ways to counter.
Not to go on a rant or anything, but I saw people
Exactly,
doing
to
like
be
I
honest,
didn't
what
realize
you
that the
do
1v1
counter
in this game
Lotus
is going over
especially,
towards
you do
Haven to
appreciate- you
duel
do respect the fact
on
that there's
C.
going to be more of a
Guys,
split
can we
defense.
not
There's
just have a
going to be more
1v1?
of, you know, those kind of
Like, can we actually just not have a 1v1 in the game?
1v1s because both of
Like,
these
I'll
teams have actually
I'll
been
design you the
phenomenal
map.
playing off of each other,
Here
but
is the
just
map.
with the amount of space you have to
There
control,
is the
with
map.
fact that you don't have, like, a
You are
one
behind the
flash
box.
rotate,
That's it.
and you've got
This is
Kai
the
on
map.
Yoru
It's gonna be
teleport,
easy.
but JDG
Then imagine you could
doesn't
queue
have
into
that same
this
sort of luxury.
while you're in
At this
queue for
moment,
actual
it is
games
going
as
to be
well. And you
maybe
just
what we actually
1v1
seen
the mates that
originally.
you're
Trace
queuing
just
with.
happy to play
It'd be
the
sick.
post-plant situation, happy to play the retake.
It
because
doesn't
of
need
how
to be
confident they did it.
smart or anything.
I feel like, yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. I'd love to
That's
see
an
a
ISO
3-1-1
ult.
from
Dude,
Trace,
literally make
just
an ISO ult with two
replicating
wolves.
3
You've
players
already
who
made it.
having the strong side of the map, forcing this JDG squad to go somewhere else, and with fast rotates between A and B, it makes perfect sense that you keep that rubble control.
Just like CS.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
for
almost
as
it's
well.
almost
Not
as if the
quite
game
as
that's
much
been around
utility
for
as there
like
once was. No
20
freaks,
years
no
knows what
Taco,
it's doing.
so you don't quite get the
Should
utility
probably
spam
steal
that
some
you
of their
used to. It's
stuff.
mainly just the pain shells, maybe that magnet, maybe just a
Not
slow,
saying all of it's good, but
depending on what comes through. But of course, with the Rays and the Deadlock being opposite sides, that combination not going to be seen this time, unless we get an unfortunate team hit with the utility, which while
some
rare,
no, it should just
is
be
not
some.
unheard of.
These days, honestly, it's impressive how much CS kind of stole from Valorant.
But it's actually Zian
Jesus,
on
nice
the other
shot.
side of the map.
Oh,
Somehow
nice shots,
getting
bro.
3
Wait, what's going on?
matches in.
Dude,
It's both
we're
of them
isolated, man.
isolated
We're getting 3
players
Ks here,
that
3 Ks
somehow
here.
pop off.
Oh, anything you can do, I can do better. Kai, though, unfortunately not able to
Dude,
finish
poor
the
observers, it
song.
was like, pick which one's gonna get
Oh,
3
anything
Ks.
you can do, I can do exactly the same. Apparently, both of them getting 3Ks. I mean, it's just absolute hilarity.
I'll have what he's having. I'll have what he's having. He wants a 3K, I want a 3K, and we'll get to see both of them.
Oh,
now,
that
I
second
believe.
kill was
So,
really nice,
look
man.
at the angles. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map,
Dude, so many
my
dinks.
days. absolute radicalness.
It's actually
Insane.
it's the same play as well. Peeks one side, gets a kill. Peeks the other side, gets 2 kills from the same spot. They mirrored each other in both the amount of kills they got and the style that they got them. It's perfect mirroring from these players. But JDG looking to keep the tempo up after that round. It's Trace that were forced onto a save. Only Martin having a rifle here.
And while in Icebox that may have been a different story, this time it's not been quite as much. Zion and Stu.
14 to 2. Husk with the tier 1. Thank you for the 33 months, man. I appreciate that. Zion said that JDG thinks KK Lin will be the Chinese Oxy. Chinese Oxy? But he plays a complete different role, right? Was he not playing Killjoy earlier?
And if you notice, the gun's not exactly in Trace's favor.
Wait, what was he playing the first map? I can't even remember.
More crazy things happen.
No, I'm not. No, I'm taking you away from the oven now. No, hold this. I'm holding this man back.
Come on, let's get cooking.
No,
Come on, Lurking.
no.
Get this one kill. Start the cook up. Got utility to work with. I mean, yeah,
like aim-wise? Okay, yeah.
I was trying to prep something. Like I was cutting up the carrots.
Yeah, coming close to the Razor again.
I waited for the rice to cook. But when you got too many things cooking at once, I just didn't have the ingredients to work with. That's all.
The ingredients, and I believe you didn't actually check that the electricity had been cut, so the oven wasn't turning on.
Yeah,
that seems to be the case. That will do it, but yeah, I mean, if anything, to be honest, the start there, Stu opting for the run and gun. If there's one thing that's more consistent than a right-click classic at that range, it is a Phantom Spray.
Okay, a lot of. I do like this though. I do like that we can see the pistols.
And look at these.
A lot of pistols get bought. So I guess we have a Viper.
Early Omen teleport to
just take it over towards the site.
Cover both angles as Trace just
3-person aggro from Trace, and this time it's looking like they might actually want to go super aggro. Same thing again, get the kill early, TP out here, ready for the reaction. Omen Flash looks incredible at the moment, only hit 2. Wait, that's nice though. You got the Fade ult, but it was the same time as the Visor. They really can't get over towards site now. Dude, they can still get 5, and it would be a pretty good half if they got 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Using the Steel Guard.
Your hot take is C9 is going to champs.
And then just backing away.
Is that crazy with the points or not? I'm not sure that's so crazy.
Is there, but you look, there's still Annihilation available for Martin. There's still the Dimensional Drift for Kai as well. There's a lot of abilities to retake a site. And
G2 already qualified through points, right? They can, I'm not going to say they're going to take it easier, but good.
To cut off any potential plays from Trace.
I mean, you think about it a bit more, having the Nightfall, which kind of cuts your HP down in half, that a classic right click at that range, you know, will one-tap you, and if you've got the Steel Garden, you know, everyone's going to be having that, so JDG...
Dude, the spike is so far away.
But with the
guys,
spike, down towards
you got an Omen or something, you're 10 seconds away.
No
way, Omen ult. Dude, there was a madness on C site. An absolute madness. The Omen ult went over towards A, got cancelled, and there's just the Omen with the spike waiting for him with 10 seconds left.
1 versus 3 on site. Stu sprinting over to try help. I mean, it's chaos happening, but somehow JDG are making it work right now, Dante.
Dude, it's gonna be Feng winning them another round, bro. Surely not. Oh my god, he won them 3. He's won them all 3 of their rounds.
His teammate is safe to make sure that JDG cannot do something.
Dude, I hope you get the Omen replay here, man. It's so funny. What a weird round. They're 2-2 and it's like 15 seconds and the Omen's walking into a C with the spank.
Something happened. So things were
absolute
going
insanity.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen the double fake TP back, cancel, plant for your duelist to run through B. I don't know about that. Like, especially when you're up 7-2, you don't need
E2, yeah, they can they can like prep and have stuff ready. They're in a really good spot. Like, they don't need to get first or second in their region.
Is just trying to work out what happened during that round. There's no additional communication, there's no strats, there's just a, can someone give me a review on what actually happened there, because it was insane.
You've seen the leafing? Yeah, he's not doing EWC right because of health issues.
JDG 7-3, only 2 rounds left on this half, and it's been a
have they said who they
is
is playing instead?
Said that some members of Trace maybe having a little bit of snooze, maybe the hay fever's getting to them. Lotus is very much, you know, those flyers and everything, maybe just sneezing at the wrong time.
Their
with the
assistant
shots
coach.
not quite what
He used
we'd
to play
expect,
though, right?
especially from
He's
that
been in a
Xbox
team
that we'd
before.
seen earlier.
Yeah, like you say, I mean, Lotus would be terrible for me with hay fever. I
I
would be
would do it.
suffering on this map right now.
The antihistamines, just every time I reloaded, they're just
He used to
being
play. He
extra
used to
little
play in the
capsules,
European
just
team.
popping the antihistamine just so I could actually see. But this time, with 2 rounds left for Trace, the buys looking solid.
Think he'll be back
The
for stage
ults,
2, mate. I
look
got
at
no
how
idea,
many
dude.
were used for Trace
Hopefully,
there to get that round.
hopefully it's nothing too serious.
And now look at how many are left for JDG as well. That showstopper, which we've been seeing used to great effectiveness. The Viper's Pit as well, if they can get themselves on site. And seems to be a B split here, but Stu going very aggressive.
He got so much height on that. It's a nice smoke, nice molly. Dude, JDG are pretty good at this map. Alright, what?
As well,
Whoa.
Kai playing
Wait,
the angle perfectly, but Stu just that little bit faster. And if there's someone you want to be cooked, it is this Stu to perfection.
Wait, he got the last one as well?
What
is going on? He's 20 to 3.
Going from a incredibly simple looking effect. Hazy shot to a
Dude, how many
disgusting
aces are we
flick
gonna
that I
see?
cannot wait to see in the replay has basically ended this round as it began.
The second kill from him is
I
outrageous.
think the observers want to watch someone else. Like, we don't want to
Oh,
just
we
be stuck
found
on
him,
your
boys.
POV this entire match.
Here we go. Stu's
If
on
you
his
keep
way.
doing things like that, maybe I'll make an exception. And in fact,
He's swinging
here
for him.
we
He's
go.
jumping for
It
him.
wasn't up. KK Lin got it, and Stu managing for it as well. 2 aces in 1 map from the same
Oh my
team.
god,
The
he's actually
aura
staring
very
him
much
down, dude.
deserving to
That's
be
sick.
farmed.
I mean, literally leaps up, loses the headset there.
He's 21 and 3.
Understandably so. You should be hyped. You should be gassed up with
This guy's
the
so
way
good,
this
man.
match. 8-3 so far.
Look, that
JDG
shot is-
more rounds than they were able to get. Not
Jesus.
only last time they played against Trace.
Fourth
on
one's
this
pretty
map,
impressive
but
as
this
well.
time they played a map in general against Trace.
And that's it. We've been seeing a lot
21
of
to
improvements.
3.
FPX yesterday, you know, the upset. JDG might be up for doing something similar themselves. There may be a new era of the VCT CN coming underway, which would be phenomenal to witness this double swing yet again. This time, KK Lin not falling for it.
And just swap
Wait,
over to an
is
operator.
Prodigy
I'd
still
love to
here?
see them
Prodigy, do
go
you remember?
through
Do you remember?
Vandal, see them
Was it?
throw this operator
Dude, was
off
it
the map, just make it
2023 or
so that
something?
Trace
What
has
was my
no
team?
options
I had a
around
team
this.
that didn't make sense role
Yeah, 'cause
wise,
if
but
they
it
do
was
it,
all
you've
like
got
the up and
buys, you've got
comers.
Martin on one gun, everyone
I said
else with stingers
Werner.
and sheriffs.
I
If
said
one of them suddenly
Stu.
finds an op on the ground
I
and
said
goes, "Thank you
Envy.
very much," that could
Who else did I
easily
have?
turn the tides yet again, and
I had-
slowing right back down though. Just patience after that one frag.
I swear,
JDG
didn't
not
I have?
making
Didn't
the
we have like a
mistakes
full
beyond, but we have
5?
seen Trace do a couple
Cloud was it?
Half armor all for the
I can't remember, we were joking about it.
Of Trace, apologies.
It was like a whole
And
team, and
Alpha
basically they
Waterfall
all play
Shield
initiator.
just knows that the Vandal is going to be better. They want to play
Devi, was it
towards B,
Devi?
And the only risk is that
I
you're
can't
playing
remember.
against 2 Stingers, 2 Vandals, these close range angles. The guns can be
But we were
equally
so
matched.
hyped up in 2023. It felt like we had discovered them all. Even though Cloud had literally been owning for like 2 years before that.
Any ultimates you've got, you may as well pop. Unfortunately, I say that as if Trace have.
Go
any
with flex
ultimates to
team,
pop.
that's
The
true.
Nightfall comes
Dude, the
down
3
as
pass and
well.
push
There is
behind.
so much here to work with in the side of JDG. Martin, if there's a time to wake up, it's now. Fung does the same, actually finds another Zion only on 15 HP. He does fall and suddenly looking far more winnable.
It's a situation where J Kuro's gonna have to go big, gonna have to play out of this ult, gonna have to find some kind of pick, and they only get a 1-for-1, but it's Martin. The
Is it that
MVP
thing
of
again?
that last map,
I will say
giving
the
Trace a
JDG
bit
kind of
stability.
messed up their after plant here. They prioritized the wrong
Okay, it's
position.
not exactly what you'd want, but you can finish
I know,
off
there's
that
chaos in
half
sight.
48. That is acceptable. You're now going
The
into
downfall of
defense.
Cloud
It's
has
not
to be
as
studied.
strong
I mean, he
again with
just
those 3 sites. You're gonna be
he just
split
stuck
up a
with the
little bit
org
more.
for
You're
so
going to
long.
have at the very
He
least
stuck with an
the,
org for so
you know, the
long, and I
teleport. You are going
don't
to have
get
Yoru,
how his
from Kai,
teams
so there's a little bit more control than
look
what we've seen
as
from the
rough as they
opposition, but
do,
still
because
a very, very big uphill
because in
struggle
theory, like
for the side
the
of
rosters
Trace
aren't
to
that
climb.
bad.
And it's important to note,
He was
both
IGL
of these
too. I mean, I
teams
think
pick
that's a
attack
mistake
on their
personally, but
opponent's map pick, so
that only
it is gonna be
happened.
JDG
That
feeling
only happened like
confident on their
last year.
attack half. Obviously, that is the half they picked. That is the half they got 8 rounds on. But Trace, knowing that they're heading to their attack half, maybe won't be too concerned, considering they have got a composition that should be suited towards taking these sites.
that's coming down to it now. Everyone, of course, opting which
It was your
sticker they prefer,
underrated
which
team,
spray
and it's
they
just
do
all.
love. If you've got
It was just
I've
all
gotta
young
give it to the Harbour,
initiators,
he
yeah,
just looks
basically.
happy.
Because Verno, yeah, because we were talking about Verno, Envy, and
Yeah,
Cloud.
he's really cheering on the team. I mean, I feel like that's the kind of spray you use when you're down 12-1, and you're like, don't worry.
Was it
we got this,
EU? We
guys.
might have just added
12 is
another
all they get."
initiator in there.
It's absolutely the mental is completely gone, and then you're just like.
It might have been
"Look at
EU
this."
because he was
That's whenever you
in
get that one, it's whenever
M80
it's
then,
not a
right?
13-0, you put that spray down, and you're
That
like,
counts
yes,
as tier
we did
2.
it,
We might
got ours.
have let him in.
We have got confirmation that the difference between the two icons was the top one, the Harbour one, was he's 1 HP, and the bottom one was they're all on A. So it's what is the biggest lie you were told by your teammates. And I swear, the he's 1 HP, I've heard so often, hit them in the body, not got the kill.
We heard that yesterday. In fact, I forget who it was. I believe it was Wolves had said one of the members. Forget who they had. Said
Wild
that he's
Oreo,
actually
yeah,
in the
I'm
immediate
I
follow-up
think I still
call
am a
was,
Wild
"Never mind,
Oreo
these
fan.
two, like, too
But
short or something," and
that chamber
that's
whiff
to show
on
you that
Paul
even on
kind
the
of
big
lives in my
stage,
head a
even
little
on the
bit.
big stage, the he's 1 HP lie is good and flowing and very much alive.
I do like him though. I think he's a bit underrated.
Heading into this second half, a pistol round. We spoke about how important it was an icebox, and it ended up being the thing that broke the
He
camel's
almost
back
added
that
half a
pushed
long
Trace
shim.
into the lead. The
Dude,
question is, can JDG battle back, or is it
that
gonna be
final
Trace
was still
finding their
incredible though.
momentum on the
Long
second
shim
half?
boom, like before
How you do an
wait, what was
attack
that
is,
org back then?
We went and seen.
I can't remember what that org was.
Trace
That
showing how
final
to
was
do
so
a defensive
incredible.
icebox. Can they show us how to
SPG,
do
that was
an
it.
attack
Simprissa
on
Gaming.
Lotus? They've got the Yoru TP, they've got the gate crash and such. It's a very aggressive defense though from JDG.
Now that didn't
They
win
do
Game of the
trail
Year
one for
is
one. Leo
beyond
King
me. It
quite
was
damaged
so
amongst
good.
two, trying his best to back up Zion as they do push through the smoke as well. They actually play off of Leo King's smoke perfectly, and KK Lin able to find the space, showing up in the back. I don't know when
That's
that
not your
happened.
spawn. That's not your spawn. What are you doing
Oh,
there,
chill.
KK
Oh,
Lin?
boy, you're so dead. Oh!
That
I mean,
is very
yeah, off the back of that, it's a round that is
It's so doable.
chaotic. It's not clean to say the least.
It's
But
so
Kai now has the
doable.
spike, gonna be able to get this one planted with only 10 HP. Teammates gonna be saying they're actually won on the side of JDG, and it will be true.
Yeah, dude, that sounds sick. Matcha? Yeah.
I'm
Let's
not
do it.
going to lie, I had no clue. I don't know when
Pinned,
KK
thank
Lin
you,
got there.
Prodigy.
Neither, of course, did the rest of Trace, obviously, but an absolute wild.
You have to pin the question these days. That's incredible. Thank you, Prodigy.
Despite the fact that there was a beautiful flank, despite the fact that it looked so confident from JDG, he's got the spike down. He's got 10 HP.
Not the
He's
best
just
game for
waiting
Kai, but
to
this would
see
be
who fights each
unbelievable
other first.
impact.
Jake Hero's
He's got
both
great
smokes and the
timing,
paranoia. Meanwhile, Kai
and it's
just
planted
missed
for
it.
heaven, and he's gonna think that he's heaven.
It's honestly great. I mean,
What?
the smoke's gonna go down, but Jay Kuro has read it.
Oh no,
Knows
the
where
other
they
casters are so far behind
it's
now.
The perfect read for what was the perfect
happened there?
play, and right when Trace needed it, they can't pull through the pistol round.
Oh
Dude,
my
that's
days,
devastating
get
for
the
him.
replay shown. We need to understand what fully happened in that pistol round. You mentioned
see if I
strategy,
can
and this
catch
was
this
it.
up.
Look at these fights, and meanwhile, look at the difference. He's already there. KK Lin is just vibing. Oh, this is a nice spawn you have there. It would be a shame if someone sent you back to it. What?
Just literally walked up through mound. No util, no info, no anything.
Oops.
Just let me just walk through mound into your spawn at the right off the bat. And
Where are
it's
we?
such aggressive play that
Jumping.
a team like Trace that is well disciplined will never expect it.
What they doing over there? What they doing over there is exactly what it was, and
Yeah,
what they
looks like
doing
we're
over
going third
there
map.
is giving away a pistol round to JDG. The guns are
Dude,
now
which of
online.
these
We're
is
seeing
ahead?
Stingers, Bulldogs, everything you can think of. Kai trying his best.
I know, we're pretty much
jump
in.
peek the shear doesn't quite get the trigger
pretty
on
much
it.
there.
I don't believe so. Now they've got that information. It's quite a big stack towards C.
I mean, the shear's not even there. Wall hasn't been placed yet, I don't think. So, yeah, they're trying to bait out nothing.
It's been played. Oh, maybe just not bought. Actually, that was it. Okay, maybe just not bought because I seen it wasn't highlighted, so I was a bit lost. But yeah, maybe just not bought. It is expensive, and as we've seen, it can get baited out pretty easily just with a little jump peak. So very much actually a wise decision from Zion. Just opts for the Bulldog instead, gets the better gun. As all members from Trace Congo.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free site.
Except of course Fung Fung, who's dancing outside stairs.
It's already found this position so close up. If they can find a pit, grab a weapon, it could be so good for this squad. But as they're taken down, it's going to initiate the retake for JDG.
The honk comes through. The paranoia is excellent. We've talked about it before. The trade is the very
Oh, dude, it
least there, but
paused
KK
again.
not gonna
Every
let
time I get my
anything
sound good, it
further
keeps
be found.
pausing.
The classic, the first shot from Martin's good, can't follow it up. Zion.
What should I do here? Let's refresh this.
Around himself, taking the shots, and I believe putting us up to either 9 or potentially double digits.
I think it is that 10. That was the 10th round coming through for JDG, and we saw how good they were on defense on Icebox. Now we're getting to see how good they are on attack and defense on Lotus.
And if they keep doing this that well, I mean, we'd mentioned that Lotus and Haven were what Trace and JDG played on last time, and Trace were so comfortable on it. JDG looking to make a statement.
Please,
that
no
we
freezing.
have practiced that finally. While the statement is usually if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Apparently, if it's broke long enough, it might fix itself.
Self-repairing car coming through. With a teleport across, rubble control has been established, but they've still got a long ways to go before they can actually take this A site.
Still so
It's
much potential.
it's a big move. 3 pass and lose over towards A control, 3 pass and push behind.
Light shield, Martin counting his lucky stars, but meanwhile again, we
Okay,
walked
that's
up
a
C
gun down in
before.
terms of
We're gonna do it
upgrades.
again.
They know
This time
that
bring 3
they know that
people.
one's
There's an
legged.
entire squad on the
Ah,
front.
guys, come on, man.
It's
Look at
taken
everyone's
2
HP.
people so
10,
long,
10,
but This is
10.
one of those. It's like the 140 on the Phantom. Wishes he had an operator right now.
Dude, who gets the
Oh,
cleanup?
Could, but still, it does mean there are 3 members of TE that are 1 HP, and it is an accurate calm. Kai, the only member that can actually survive a bullet in this cage, and I just appreciate Zion going, hey, or not Zion, sorry, KK Lin going, hey, you know what? It was really
Headshot.
comfortable. Defender side spawns lovely this time of year. I'll take you to it. And now this first
Ooh.
shot comes through. Kai answering immediately back, though he needs to do a little
Ah,
bit
you
more.
have to do
That's
more somehow.
unfortunately all he can find. It with 30 HP combined, it might be the end.
Yeah, no, Spike is not in a good position, not able to go anywhere towards that one. And while Bianc does find another kill, does manage to damage the economy a little bit of JDG. It is a round that we were expecting. Trace to
Stu
win,
is going to
that Trace
have
needed to win,
one of the
and they did not
craziest
do so. And
scores. I feel like his
the conversion
ADR is
on this
outrageous right
bonus
now.
round for Trace has not been good.
He's
We saw in
doing
Icebox as
so
well. When it
much
came to
damage.
those 3rd rounds, they just were never able to get that secure round win.
It's just every time it just falls short, as you said before. Every time, you know, victory from the jaws of defeat usually, but this time it does seem to be the other way around. They just can't find their footing.
25 to 5.
Honestly,
And
the
he's-
play is
and he's
phenomenal.
doing,
The
like,
refrags, the trades, the
In the
positioning,
rounds, he's not
it's
even getting
been
that many
night
kills.
and absolute
He's
day,
actually
and
doing
Trace
so
have
much
never been
damage as
even
well.
given an opportunity to get it.
I mean,
You see
every
the
round he's
paranoia
getting a
being
lot of
prepped
kills,
for
I guess,
free. You
but-
see the paint shells getting
Dude,
thrown
even
over the
even
double
this
Cs
nade's
as
doing like
well.
100
Ludo King
damage.
is getting absolutely fired down above with all sorts of
This guy's
utility,
20
still
HP, but they
managing
think it's
to
clear,
keep
right?
himself alive, though.
Stu looking for that 30 bomb, looking to get even more kills. Jaker is going to take that one away though. And with 4 members towards Rubble, Trace
God, they
understandably
absolutely own them
so
on
gonna
this
try
map.
to pivot, but you're having to pivot into a vice with a complete setup.
Yeah, this time the Shear is alive. This time the Razor Vines are there. The Steel Garden not quite ready just yet. The Dimensional Drift from Kaya is going to be able to create quite a lot of space, force Zion all the way out. The clone comes through. The Drift comes out. Night is falling
it's
as
a bit
Zion
much.
gets pushed into
They can't
and
get good info from
immediately
this, though.
takes down Kai with no issue.
Yeah, that's not a fight you want to take, Bianca. That's 4 people
Nice
running
shot.
through Mound. I mean, they're just taking these little walks together. It's like we're an
picnic or
elderly
a
bunch
trip.
of people, yeah.
Dude, he's
yeah.
so
It's
locked
just
in.
a little
trip.
morning walk.
Dude, he's
Morning
baiting.
walk indeed. Oh my God, a very violent
That's my
morning
25
walk
to
as
5
all
duel
members
list.
just swing through,
He's
2
baiting.
crouching, 2 standing. And speaking of standing, no one
No, you
left
guys swing
standing
first.
for Trace
Is everyone ready to
Esports
swing?
now. It
Okay,
has just
3,
been an
2,
absolute
1.
show on
Waits a
Lotus.
second.
I don't think anyone
And then
was expecting
swings.
Lotus to go this way,
That's
especially
sick, dude.
after Icebox.
Trace are expecting too much standard play. They're expecting this
Look at
JDG
him.
squad to do
Okay,
very simple.
we're gonna swing out. You
things,
ready?
to
Yeah,
do
you
set
go wide.
strats, to do set plays, but JDG just realized, oh, if we just walk out
that's
C,
so sick.
what are they gonna do?
Me and the boys outmound. And that's exactly the strat that JDG have followed.
Okay,
And to be honest,
8.
it is working. And now
Yeah, but Dante, you know what? They said, "Oh, see, it's getting boring. Let's just walk out B instead."
That's the thing when you're a
Yeah,
site, when you're a tourist, you
contacts
gotta go see the
into
different
Omen
sites. You
Flash
can't
into
just-
Razor.
You can't just stick all to one. It gets boring. You know, at that point, then you're just, you know, going from one space back to the other. And with the Steel Garden online, congratulations for Trace finally getting a buy. It's a shame all of your guns are faulty and jammed.
To be honest, it's not the best weaponry that they have either way, so
Nah.
pretty much the same difference going on to those classics. Maybe they can find a right click or two. And this A site is completely free, but we have seen that this JDG
Might be able to
squad
get
on
around
these
here.
blocks, their retake protocols can be so efficient, and they're already looking to flood into this site before the spike even goes down.
Oh, and the snake bite buying quite a lot of time. All of a sudden, Kai eyeing up the door. Maybe it's a B push. Yes, of course.
Pivot
it
over
does
towards
look to be
B,
the
but they
case,
haven't cleared
Zion is
close.
already there. The showstopper finds its way onto mine. Puts, I believe, 1 HP on the ground. Maybe a couple for Beyond Zion. Able to
so
pick up his
unlucky,
one,
man.
Able to grab a
And there's still
second,
6
able to
HP.
flick it around, and it's actually BB Blue to continue the momentum.
Downs
KK
2, mate.
Lane as
Might get a
well,
freebie here.
following it up, and Beyond with what is 6 HP in a dream.
The IGL, the leader, the captain of this team, are going to have to
Dude, they
drag them
absolutely
from the
wrecked them.
depths
Trace
with
picked this
only
map,
6 health
and they
points
got
to
so
work with
owned.
against 2 full strength members.
They heard the gun get picked up as
No,
well. They see
Stu,
the swing,
the
the double
score.
swing is phenomenal.
He did
Beyond's
so
first
good
shot
though.
is
His
clean,
ADR's
but it will
crazy
get picked
high.
up, putting JDG
I actually think his
1-1,
ADR is like
putting us
280 or something.
To a decider haven, which is not how this was meant to go. That is not what the previous script had anywhere near written on it, but a phenomenal start for JDG, and I'm sure first map maybe not. This one though, feeling a lot more comfortable.
I don't think any of us expected
No.
this.